Remember, when this earth came into place like a meteorite, it was red hot, boiling. What kind of life was there? There was no life, but there were life in the rock. Right from the beginning, it used to be a different kind of language. Everybody talked at that time. Very few people today can understand rocks, trees, whatever, They got voices like we do that tell us what it is. Everything's got life. Different rocks does different things. Like a sugar stone rock, a white rock, you can use that to start your fire with by hitting two white rocks together. And black rocks, you usually have black rocks to get away from a snow blind or sun blind and so on and so forth. And that's the reason why the animal life likes to sit around where there's a black stones. So different kind of rocks that we grind our food with, different kind of rocks that we use to tan our hide and so forth. Well, as my people from way back a long time ago use this rock for healing, for one. Wherever there's a pain, you heat up a rock and then you put it on your pain, it'll take it away from you. Well, the same with an animal life, creatures that roam this world of ours. All the snake and everything else relies on rocks. So do we as a native people. Well, there is a people, what they call, earth babies that's out there. They cry. They just cry like a baby. But when you're walking in the mountain someplace, they throw a rock ahead of you and roll a rock ahead of you or back of you when you just walk by. Those are the things that happen on this earth. Rocks, water, air, plant life, and so forth. They all got spirits in them, every one of them. Those are the things that I see not only by myself, but few of us. The people that with me to see those things, they're all gone. The horse came here, bought here, We traveled longer distance after the horses was here. Well, there's all different kind of trails, not only in one place, but, throughout the country, the animal trails where they travel back and forth. The Indian people follow those trails throughout the country because animal understands how and where it's easier place to go over a mountain or go down the hill, because they know the contour of the ground. They know where the springs are, and so forth. They say they're all, Spanish trail, but the trail was there before the Spanish ever got in this part of the country or anybody. When the Europeans came here, they took the land away from us, moved in and say, this is a private property. They have murdered a lot of people. My mother passed on, as I've been told, when I was 2 hours old. I don't know. My dad was killed by the cavalries at that time, or the War Department, or whatever. Because when they were captured, like an animal. We got captured and forced to go from one prison camp to the other, I guess. So they just took his life. I don't even know where my mother's resting place is today. I have asked and asked, nobody seemed to know. Well, the animal, they can understand what we're doing. You know, a long time ago, when you're hungry, when you tell an animal that they can kill something for you and leave it for you, this is how important they are at one time. The coyote, he takes care of the rats, the small things, or something that like the butchers or the crows and whatnot. When something killed out there, something had to keep it clean. So that's what they're for. So that's what he does. Well, there's all different kind of medicine plant out there, all different kinds. We use different kind of plants for different kind of sickness, and different kind of plants would help us. Same with an animal life. They got their own medicine that they use. The old people, they say, please continue your growth. Someday I might use you, you're healthy, you got to stay strong and healthy. That's what the old people are telling of plant life, whether if it's a root or whether if it's a berries or whatever they survive on. There's another kind of plant, have to have your brains. You eat this. It's not a medicine. It's not nothing that, would really work for everybody, but it just worked for certain people. It does something to your brain, then you begin to see vision again. Because they talk about the white man coming here, going to destroy things. They're like a termites, in other words. They talked about that long time ago, maybe a few thousand years ago. But they did talk about, I remember they talk about when the white folks came into this part of the country, they're going to destroy. They always say those things. And today we see that. Look at the mining, what are they doing to the mining in 1800s. And they leave them when they run out of ore, and they just left it there. All that chemical that they used, now it's in the earth. And now the water that they use in that mining It's contaminated. We can't use it. So, which is true what they were saying at that time. They are going to come here and try to destroy. See, it only took about, I would say, 600 years to destroy this part of the continent. It only took 600 years. So the Indian people have been living here for probably a million years, for what we know. Again, here, opinion nuts, pine nuts, as we call it, it used to be a very important food for not only for human, being, but all the living things that relies on that. They used to have their ceremonies before they ever touched the tree, and have their songs and so on and so forth, and clean themselves before they touched the tree. And before they do pick their pine nuts, they ask in the pine nuts spirit to continue to grow on. But that's the reason why the pine nut gathering is not in one place. They're one time it's one canyon, another time it's in a different canyon, because they were told to continue their life. So they roam, in other words, like a pine nut is roaming the land. So same with the green people. We call green people. In the trees, in the forest, you could hear them singing songs and so on and so forth. And then, you could see them moving from one branch to the other. Some people can see those things. So they're roaming just like a buffalo would. The buffalo roams in not only in one area. Because they have said to us, all the living things, I'm here for you. If you take care of me, I'll take care of you. That's what they all said to us from the beginning of our life. Well, we, the Indian people, realized they got gunpowder, more powder than we have. When we were hunted down with the War Department, we had to move away from the enemy during the dark. That's the reason why my people always say, make sure the darkness is clean and healthy, give you a strength, and so forth. We see that. It's the nature that give me that kind of power to save, like my forefathers. My grandma's a healer, my grandpa's a healer, my mother's a healer. They have power given to them by the nature itself. Look at our water today. We're destroying our water by putting the gasoline, oil, chemicals of all kinds into it. We're, putting the radiation in it. But we're not appreciating the water. We're not talking to the water. The old days, it used to be different. I was I'd rather fight a white man than to talk to him at one time. When they came in here and they seen the beautiful land, well, you know, and then they went back and told the people. And then they came again. They made a treaty with us. They say they did. This treaty we're going to upkeep and try to follow the rules and regulations that we have put on this. But they never have. They never will either. Everything is controlled today. I don't care what it is. We're trying to control this world. We're trying to control the water. We're trying to control the air. And what we survive on, we try to control. How many people is suffering because of the radiation? We should be telling our leaders. It is very hard, what I mean really hard. Because a lot of people don't understand. Like when they were bombing at the testing bomb over there in Nevada test site. Something tells me you better organize the people together. So that's the reason why I put Sundai Network together in the 80s and 90s. And then something else tells me, because you better get a healing center started for your people, because your people are dying, you know. And I guess that's the reason why I started this thing. Instead of that, they say they took our scalp. That's what the white man said. How many scalps in Washington, D.C. of white people? None that I want to see. It's all Indian scalps in there. Why did they take, put bounty on us from the beginning? $100 for he, $50 for she, $25 for anything under 18. Why? But we're not looking at those creatures out there that's put here with us, like the bird, for one, animal lives, the creature that crawls in this Mother Earth of ours. Another thing, too, not too long ago, 3 doctors told me they're going to give me $2,500 to put wires on my head. And I asked them what for. They said, why you got power like, I don't know. I said, I don't. I'm just another human, just like you are. The only time it comes to me when I'm going to work on somebody that's sick, and then it's spirit, not me. All I am is just following what they're telling me to do. So those things they don't understand. We had to pray for those things, you know. Well, the Yucca Mountain is our people talk about that a long time ago. You know, as I hear the snake, that's what the Snake Mountain is right today. They call it Togoroya, and that means that, Snake Mountain. That's going north. That's where it was going to begin with. For some reason, then they came to stand still, but someday it's going to move, it's going to whip around. That's what they call the earth movement. It's going to be. Someday that snake's going to move more than ever. But why are we putting that nuclear waste there at Yucca Mountain? Just because it's on Indian land to begin with? We, as a native people, been through that for 600 years. By the federal government, as we call it, they don't care about life. And same with the beef that we eat today. They want to make them more, with less money, but they want to make more money off that beef by killing them and mix their grain with their own flesh and blood and feed it back to them. Because in the forest land today throughout the country, not only here but throughout the world, people want to make money off the forest. I don't care what they do. They want to cut up things and they want to make money at it. Well, the future that that they have warning us. The white buffalo born is telling us, but yet nothing's going to work good. Nobody's going to believe nothing because it's a white lie to begin with. Some of these days that buffalo's going to come on and tell us. Well, the spirit's going to continue on. There's no question about that. The spirit's going to continue on. Working with nature is a very important part that we have to play. Otherwise, the nature's going to leave us.